Well, I guess I'll have to be a man about it and admit the truth. I have to admit defeat here. My prediction was wrong, and Joe Biden is officially the president of the United States. He's president elect, and he beat Donald Trump with uh, with the number of delegates that has surpassed Donald Trump's number of delegates. And I'm talking about 290 delegates to 214 for Donald Trump and 290 for Biden, of course. Not only am I admitting defeat here, but I have to admit the professor who predicted every presidential election since 1984, he was right with his prediction once again, this year, 2020. And he predicted Joe Biden was going to be the winner and be elected as president since the beginning of this year. And truth be told, he has spoken truth. And once again, he's on point with his accurate predictions. And his methodology worked very well, as it has always worked for him in the last 36 years. So, really, with that being said, Alan Lichtman is, came out on top with his accurate predictions yet again. I think it's safe to say that the future is not looking very good for this country. Regardless, it wasn't going to look good regardless of whoever was going to be president. You know, Donald Trump didn't exactly. He did a few good things for this country, but he really messed it up. He didn't. He did a horrible job taking care of the pandemic, and if anything, it's Donald Trump's fault. He lost the election fair and square. Whether there was voter fraud or not, it's his fault because he ran his mouth so much to the point where many of his own supporters got sick and tired of him and they voted for Joe Biden. If he didn't say these horrible things about John McCain, saying like, "Oh, John McCain's not a hero" or whatever, you know, not only was that an insult to him, but this is another reason why he lost Arizona. And Joe Biden's not exactly a better choice for this country because he's the same thing as Donald Trump. Besides the fact that, he's had a history of sexual assault allegations, and they basically, Biden and Trump have a very similar, if not identical, voting record. They both supported the torture in Guantanamo Bay. They both support the Patriot Act. What's it called? They both cater to the interests of corporations. They both care about the stock market more than they do about the middle class. They both don't care about black people. Otherwise, Donald Trump himself would have done more to help black people with the police brutality that has been going on since the beginning of this year and even prior. And Joe Biden doesn't really care about black people either. I mean, especially the crime bill that has sentenced more innocent black people in prison since he signed the crime bill that he signed in 1994, which landed not only more African Americans in prison, but during the Obama administration, he hasn't done anything about it. He had all this time in the world to fix it or do something about it as vice president, and he never did it. So really, this is why I always keep telling people, Biden and Trump are the same thing. If you voted for either of those two, you are not the solution to the country. You are the problem. You are adding to the problem instead of being the solution to the problem. You're only adding more fuel to the fire. You're not the solution to the problem. If anything, you're the reason why the problem keeps getting worse, especially since you're voting for someone who's either Democrat or Republican. So, really, with that being said, um, yeah, Donald Trump, he did cause division in this country, and he created a rift, and he caused tension to the point where the country's divided more so than ever. But if anything, by sticking to the simplistic theory of, the Democrats versus the Republicans, the top two going head to head with one another, which has resulted in a form of discrimination known as classism. For all you Americans who voted for Democrat and Republican, you caused the problem. You're also one of the reasons why the country is so divided, because you can't accept each other's differences regardless of political beliefs. So, with that being said, I hope most of you Americans are happy because this country is going to go to hell in a handbasket. I was never looking forward to who is going to be president of the United States. From the beginning, I wasn't looking forward to it. And regardless, the outcome is still going to be the same, and the future is only going to get worse. So, let's not forget something. Joe Biden, he's had a history of outsourcing jobs overseas. So, don't expect substantial, or should I say in this case, an exponential job growth in the economy. Because the economy is going to have less jobs because a lot of these jobs are going to be shipped overseas. I mean, this is what Obama did, and Biden was his right hand man as vice president. So rest assured, he will definitely outsource more jobs overseas. So you basically are supporting someone who just so happens to be the epitome of this country's demise as we speak. So, regardless of who it was, you could have voted like libertarian or independent, but instead you had to vote for Democrat and Republican. And every time you guys do that, you're only proving to be the problem, not the solution to the problem. So, really, for those of you, I highly advise you guys to I prepare yourself for the worst that's yet to come. Save your money as much as you can, and maybe you should put your money into some investments that are worthwhile. And I wish you guys the best of luck. Whoever is worried about suffering in a horrible economy or whatever it may be. So anyway, best of luck, and everyone take care of yourselves and each other.